Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the final episode of RuneNews before we go ahead on this channel and set the world record for the biggest subathon in Oldschool Runescape YouTube streaming history. Here's a reminder of exactly what's going on before the subathon starts, and you don't want to miss it this Friday right here on this channel. But more importantly, this week Jagex has made an interesting announcement about the Changes of Xeric. I'm not a big fan myself, but my opinions are posted on my channel down below, and I want to know what you think about the Changes of Xeric changes they proposed. Do you think they're any good? Do you think they should make some tweaks to the changes? Do you have your own ideas? Make sure you post them down below, and let me know what KC you're sitting on with Cox, so that way we can tell if your comments are valid or just pure dog shit. My name is Ryan, and I appreciate you guys coming to RuneNews once again. Strap yourselves in because Jagex, I'm going to be honest, kind of let us down this week with a news post. But let's be real, you're all here for the RuneScape 3 and Multiplier update, so we will get to that very shortly. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ryan on RuneNews, and you're watching RuneNews. This week's Oldschool Runescape update is titled World 45 and PvP Changes, which translates to nothing short of a steaming pile of shit. And to make matters worse for those who truly don't care about this update, which is the majority of the player base, there's also no RuneScape update next week because the J-mods are working on the Game Jam session. What does that mean? It means that Jagex is working in cahoots with your boy here because we've got the subathon on and they know we're not going to be here next week to cover the news, so what's the point in putting out an update? So shout out to Jagex for, I guess, supporting me and my subathon on that part, but I'm sorry guys, there's no news update next week, but I'll be live anyway, so it doesn't matter. Moving on down the line, Game Jam is starting, so no game update next week. That might even carry over to the week after, we're not sure yet. There's a bit of controversy around it. Moving on to the World 45 and PvP changes. For those who are unaware, World 45 is the permanent Deadman mode world, mostly played by those who are delusional and can't come to grips with the fact that Deadman mode is a tournament, it's a temporary game mode. No one cares that you play Deadman mode permanent world, so shut up about it. But at least they're now getting XP reward boosts for the quests, and you don't lose XP now when you die on World 45, like anyone gives a shit. However, Purdue now sells Book of the Dead in Evandis Flail, the AWST devices, and the Chronicle, which I think he's placed mostly upstairs in that little building in Edgeville and over in the Ferox Enclave, I'm pretty sure. And then additionally, the above items can now be purchased in bulk from Purdue, along with the following. So Lunar Ring, Beacon Ring, and the God Books can also be purchased from Purdue. Obviously, they're worth more than what they would be if you went and claimed them naturally, but people just find it more convenient to buy it from Purdue anyway. And then, what's this here? When two players are in combat in Bounty Hunter, a target will no longer be able to PJ using a special attack. Yeah, that sounds fucking logical. Good shit. As for other changes this week, the players in the Guardians of the Rift may now get mining experience from only up to 250 fragments per game. After that, you don't get any extra XP. Now, this is some people's AFK like alternative to Duke mining, but now you have shooting stars. This is pretty much not utilized. All this was doing was like scaling up the Guardians of the Rift game, and then you've already got to like worry about the knuckle draggers and bots that can't play the game properly anyway. So this might actually stop like mass worlds from losing so many games in a row, but I mean, no one's doing this now with shooting stars anyway, so fat W from Jagex. The rest of the list is kind of horse shit, like clue scrolls are now lasting the normal amount of time in instance areas from DT2 bosses. Transparent parts of the skill guide can be clicked through. Just shit that, I mean, thanks for announcing it, but yeah, no one cares. PvP Roto no longer on Osworlds, and then you got the Game Jam, obviously. Yeah, Wednesday, 10th of October, no update, so don't worry about it next week. I won't be here anyway. And then the PvP changes no one gives a fuck about. No. 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 Alright, and then that's it for this week's Oldschool Runescape update. Absolutely lackluster, not really a whole lot to share here, which is kind of disappointing because there's no update next week, so we're kind of just being, like, spoon-fed a spoonful of shit, essentially, from Jagex, but at least we're still here to make the content and bring you the news because my name is Ryan. But don't worry, because if you weren't satisfied with what Jagex offered us this week, wait until you hear about the next segment about RuneScape 3 because Jagex has offered us a doozy. So stay tuned for the RuneScape 3 update. My name is Ryan, and you're watching RuneNews. This week's Oldschool Runescape update was dog shit, which is convenient. A lot of players who are delusional and don't really understand the way game development works and the history of RuneScape feel like Oldschool Runescape is actually becoming RuneScape 3. They're worried about EST coming to the game, even after 10 years of like pristine development. But after updates like this week, there is one similarity between this week's update and the entirety of RuneScape 3. And that is even with today's Oldschool Runescape update, it shows consistency across the brand. Consistency that you guys are aware of. Consistency that is validated by the fact that RuneScape 3 is fucking dog shit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grand Exchange update for RuneNews. My name is Wade Green. Mole slippers are on the rise, and honestly, it's no surprise. We peaked at about 3.5 mil earlier this week. That's about 10% of the way to the initial goal. These are projected to hit 30 million gold by this time next year. Easily, we're going to be hitting the 5 mil mark by the end of the year. Now, there has been a slight standstill here, but still continuing to rise. People are trying to panic sell mole slippers because they think it's not going to go any further. You must understand, when prices dip, these aren't a high volume item, okay? These items are only being traded a handful at a time. So the price will jump big and will drop big, but they will overall, on average, hit the rise, and they will continue to grow. 30 mil is the guaranteed mark, and 5 mil by the end of Leagues 4 is a guaranteed success. So hold on to your mole slippers, invest in them today, because you want to be at the top of the pyramid. You don't want to be at the bottom of the pyramid when the scheme falls through. I don't know what you're talking about. There is no pyramid scheme. This is just people investing in mole slippers. Make sure you invest today and become a rich cunt tomorrow. Speaking of pyramid schemes that fall flat on their face, the muddy key. This is what you don't want to see with mole slippers, and this is what you won't see with mole slippers. This is because muddy keys went up, as bots will now need to be doing their wilderness medium diaries, but since they're now getting it all done and PKs are actually shit and can't kill anyone, they're dipping, which means hardcore Iron Man, it's time to get back out into the wilderness and get your medium diaries done. And then the Twisted Bow is this week's topic of discussion for most valuable trades with the Changes of Xeric proposal. I think this is going to start dropping, even if the update isn't implemented. The more this is discussed, the more it's likely this will drop, just purely out of speculation, even before any evidence is proven that T-Bows will be coming into the game more, purely out of fear that people might panic sell T-Bows. I personally wouldn't be holding on to one right now if I cared about the money, but do what you want to do with this item. But the T-Bow hitting 1.5 bill and dropping, I do see this dropping a little bit in the future, depending on how the Changes of Xeric update goes. If Jagex pulls out or makes a better improvement, or a better proposal, should I say, to the system, it might not be too bad, but something to keep an eye on nonetheless, just in case. Don't panic sell it now, to be honest. Like, do what the fuck you want. Just play an Iron Man and shut the fuck up. Anyways, that's it for this week for the Grand Exchange update by Wade Green. This is all you need to know. People are asking about the girlfriend update. Guess what? You're going to be alone forever. You're going to be single forever. No one fucking loves you anyway, so don't worry about the girlfriend. Just play the game, get good, enjoy Leagues 4, and stay off Twitter. Have a good night. This week's first Iron Man moment goes to someone who can't take a proper screenshot. This shit is massive, and I don't know who it is. I don't know what the name is. I'm not going to look at the Discord because that requires me to scroll down, I guess, about 3 screenshots. But someone got the Muffin Pet, and they green logged the Phantom Musbar in 62 KC or some shit, so well done to them, but no one can see it, so it doesn't count. However, I'm not sure what's worse, because it was actually this guy that got the Phantom Musbar green logged in 62 KC and now Spindel, but this guy took a screenshot with his fucking phone. Like, this is a photo. This isn't a screenshot. I don't know. What do you guys think is worse? Shit like this? Or screenshots that are so big that you can't even tell what's going on? This is ridiculous. Learn to take a fucking screenshot. This week's submissions for Iron Man moments were so bad. We had oversized screenshots and literal pictures taken on phones and then sent in as if that was acceptable over a screenshot. That the highlight for this week is fucking... It's Shangers on a group Iron Man, non-prestige, blue helmet group Iron Man, getting a light bearer. And we're happy about this. An acceptable screenshot and a notable feat. GZ on the light bearer. Well done on the rebuild. And that is it this week for RuneNews. My name is Ryan. I appreciate you all coming by. Looking forward to this Friday's subathon. You better be there because you don't want to miss the content. Yeah, don't miss it. It's gonna be fun. Fuck you. Good night. See you later. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy.